Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of FarmTown here in City Skylines 2, where we're now just casually flying over all the brand new farms that we built in the last episode. It's not only provided a bunch of jobs, but we are slowly closing the deficit from having a surplus, really, of all that grain. Now, today, we need to focus on trying to gain a little bit more XP in terms of being able to level up to unlock more tiles. And we've got a few little things that we're going to be pretty much doing to hopefully accomplish that or pretty much get close. Now, we need almost 20,000 more XP, and once we get it, we then move up in milestones to a huge city, which gives us a 24 tile ability to purchase, which is going to unlock so much stuff, so we can get so much more stuff done. I just literally cannot wait. But there's more pressing matters. Now, I don't think it's going to happen now, or I'm going to see it, but because I think a train's already come. We currently have 834 people waiting at this current train station. We do not have enough trains on the line, or at least coming frequently. And I don't know if it kind of applies to all the other little train stations we got. This one's got nearly 200 people waiting. This one over here has 3 people, sorry. And this one over here, 85. So I think it's just the route that comes through. Oh, hang on, we've got another one over here as well, haven't we? We've got 13. So I think it's just the Newton route right now, which is really struggling to handle the capacity. So we need to add a few more trains onto this, boys. I also want to take a look at building a different type of neighborhood that I've never done. I just want to see how interesting it would be. And that would be a kind of like a slightly gated community. I don't know how I feel about it, but we're going to get it in anyway. So if you are enjoying the series and want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, we need to think about adding more trains to this. Now, before we do, let me just check my train rail yard, I mean. So, I could have an additional 4 in use, but even after that, we're done. So, we kind of might need to build an additional rail yard just to kind of handle, our future train lines that we're going to build. So, I'm kind of thinking about this area here for another rail yard. Does it make sense for Newton? It's an interesting one. I don't know whether the rail yard makes sense there, or maybe somewhere to do with over here with all the industrial that we have set up, but it'll be a little bit of a tight squeeze to get something in this vicinity. How big is a rail yard in general? I kind of forget this stuff. It's actually massive. It's actually quite big, isn't it? That's going to be quite difficult to squeeze in. Now, how do we do it over here? Oh, it's completely away from the highway, so it kind of didn't really bother us too much. That's going to be a lot difficult to get it over there. So, my idea over here... Oh, actually... Oh. Okay, my idea for over here kind of works. But it's a bit awkward how the roads kind of slightly bend away, and it's all because of this tile that I cannot purchase. So that's an option there to implement it in. I could also have it over here, which wouldn't be a bad idea too. And we then have to kind of situate where we want it to all run. See, that could work. That could work. Because it's a little bit of a dead end over here anyway. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything with this vicinity at the same time. So that could work. So we've got a couple of options there. Over in this area, we could also implement it in. I mean, can we even add on to this? Or we've got the maximum amount of lines right now? We have. Okay, we can put a maintenance hall down. Might as well build that and maintain those trains, baby. Right, before I do any of that anyway, let me just see how many additional trains I can get onto it. So a train has literally just come by the looks of it, because the passengers waiting is now ridiculously dropped. So let's see. Does this show us how many people are waiting? Passengers, 7% usage. That's train line 3. Train line 2, 41%. So I'm going to assume it's this one that has the most. There's only 2 trains. So if I up this to say 4, I think for the most part that would kind of allow me to kind of skedoodle along without any issues. Now that line, oh, it's the big looped line. That's why we have so many people waiting there, and it takes a long time for them to be kind of transported in many ways. So additional 2 trains on that route right now, which will spawn out of here. That will then mean that I've got 2 left to use. So I don't have to place down the rail yard right now, but it's something that I might need to do in the future. I will have to do in the future. It's not a might. It's I will have to do it. Yeah, so we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled on that one, boys. So we'll come back to that in just a moment. Now, we did have this issue last episode where I was trying to place down all this residential stuff and the desirability is just not there for low-density residential. And someone said place down a park. So I'm going to try that right now. If I place down a park, does it increase the desirability of people who are of the low-density residential? Does it give them the kind of the oomph to maybe, let me fast forward, to maybe have the desirability to move in? See, that park has done nothing. That park has done legit nothing right now. Maybe I need another one. Another one. A large park, sports park. I mean, this is really increasing the leisure around the area. A small plaza, a small playground would be a good idea. Now, just placing those 2 in right now has not done anything for my desirability. The issue is they don't want to live here, or they don't want to build new houses that are low density residential. Kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. And somebody also said as well, put paths in. So I wonder how much a path would kind of change things. So if I went to there and went to there, does that then also increase the desirability? Does it? I mean, it's put the green on this, but not over there. Interesting. Interesting, boy. It's crazy. Oh, no. Now it's slowly disappearing, as you can see. It was green, and now it's slowly disappearing. As soon as you get that slight little bit of desirability, they're like, oof. You're not having this, Eniac. You're not having it right now. Now, that's fine. If anyone knows on how I can kind of get the low-density desirability, please let me know in the comment section down below. But that's fine. Not going to stress too much, because I kind of want to build a gated community. Now, there's a couple of ways in which I kind of wanted to do this. I could have built an extension off one of the towns somewhere, but I also have the other option of maybe building a smaller village style like we've got, like Littleville, Rosedaleville and Wheatville, but building it as a gated community village or town. Now, it hasn't got to be too big. It can be fairly small. You know, nothing too crazy that we need to stress about or worry about, but I'm not too sure on where I should build it. It's not going to be enough to kind of make, you know, any big deals out of it. Because when you come to building a region, you can add the ability to make it a gated community where only people living or working within the district are allowed in. This increases the well-being for all its residents and reduces crime in the area. Does not affect city services. So basically, right, you can only get in or out, or you can only get in if you live there. That's literally it. Live or work there, that's the only way you'll be able to get into this area. Which then begs the question, if it was on a road that was like a through road, how does that then get affected with traffic? Can they drive through the region, or have they got to avoid it if they don't live there? It's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. Now, I'm going to build it here. It's only going to be a small little area, but I thought it would be quite cool to kind of test it out and have this tiny little community implemented in. Now, what I'll do is I'll build it all with dirt roads, and then I'll transform the dirt roads into normal roads, depending on how I want them. So, I'm going to bring you down like this. Oh, hello. So, I'm going to try and have, I won't say organization, but I'm going to try and have like a situated design, because if it's a gated community, they kind of have it pre-planned out in a weird way. So there is like a uniform design, or a kind of a feeling that we kind of work with when building this area. So we've got this design to a certain extent that we're now working with. Which is pretty interesting. That is very unique for this area. Now, what I could do is just kind of then spice it up a little bit. We'll delete you. Have limited entry points. And maybe just slightly extend it down a bit. So it's like a housing development company got hold of the land and then decided to build this kind of like area. It's like a retirement area almost, where it's weird, isn't it? It does feel slightly weird. Now, we are going to have small houses on this. Nothing too crazy. But look at that for a design. That is the kind of gated community that I want to see right now. There's 3 entry points coming in. 3 entry points. And every road leaves off the main drag of road. And with it being a gated community, they pay a little bit more to live here. So they could have the upgraded kind of concrete roads leading in on their main strip. And that's all they're getting, boys. That's all they're getting right there. So let's quickly create this with the district tool right now. Now, I'm not going to go right... You know, I'm not even going to go right to the edges of the road, only because I don't know how it affects vehicle traffic. You know what I mean? I don't know how it affects vehicle traffic if they can't enter the area. So if I just went to there and then to here, and then am I able to then freehand all of this? Yeah. I'm just going to freehand it all right now. So it's called Hamilton Crossing. If I leave it like that, and we make it then our gated community. Now, what would be nice is if on all the entry roads to this, he actually put like a gate on it. That's what would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? It would be pretty cool. Now, we're going to place down a little bit of commercial in here, just so they've got like a local store nearby. We'll kind of do like a, you know, local grocery store, you know, the odd coffee shop and all that. And that's pretty much all they're getting. Now, we then want to run down, so we'll do 2x2s and 3x2s is how we'll build this. 2x2s and 3x2s. Okay, maybe the odd 4x2. That went completely out the window, didn't it? That did go completely out the window. So small little houses. Now the desirability is here for this, not like in the other area. We're okay. We are okay, boys. Bam, bam, bam. And here. Get this all done. Just to there. How's it all looking so far? It's a bit different, this area. Ooh, someone's got a bigger house there, haven't they, boys? Someone's got a bigger house there. Now, I've never built a gated community in this game, so I don't know how much it kind of it affects or how much it changes based on what it is. Now, are we happy with what we currently got? Oh, there's a few more rows just here that I maybe want to squeeze some stuff on. But other than that, I think that's as far as I'm going to take it. I think that's as far as I'm going to take it for now. So it's definitely a little bit interesting. Now, just to kind of finalize it all off, we'll place down a couple of farms around the edge. And we'll stick to the grain farming at the moment. Actually, do you know what I need to do? Is run the rest of these roads. Alright, so if I went then with you there. Just allows you to kind of then finalize these farms. And then we're all good, boys. We can then enclose this gated community. And we'll place down some trees around them as well. To get them all finalized too. Bam, 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 bam. Now, some are bigger than others. It's just, that's what it is. Right, I to go to there with this one. And then just slightly adjust it, because that did not want to play ball. Just turn the snapping off. What are you doing? What are you doing, you fool? Right, you gotta do this in stages. There we go. There we go. Now, is that all the ones I want around it? Yes. We'll leave it like that for now. And then we'll place a bunch of trees around this. Because, you know, when they built the area, they put a bunch of trees down. They want to be the gated community. They want to be straight up, you know, having all this privacy and hidden from everyone. So we got some birch trees in the area. We got some hickory too. We'll go birch trees. That seems to be my little favorite tree at the moment in the game. So place down a bunch of birch trees. And then once they grow, hopefully they get a nice little bit of privacy within the area. Alright. All down. Nice, 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 nice. And that will take a while to grow, those trees. It will take a while to grow. But we have our first gated community. It's an interesting one. Other stuff we can kind of maybe do to it is a combustion engine ban, energy consumption awareness, heavy traffic ban, recycling, roadside parking fees, speed bumps. But other than that, that's what you get in. Now, they are getting parked cars on the side. Do we give them their own little parking lot? And why are they not wanting to build on everything that I've placed down? Is it the form of desirability that we currently have set up? Or is it the fact that they're looking towards a different... Oh, it's the road that they're snapping to. It's the road that they're trying to snap to. Where the zoning kind of goes towards it. So that goes to there. I'm assuming that will then build there. Yeah. So you're not going to get everywhere. Because of where it's trying to snap. Oh, it makes sense. Ah, what a fool. I should have realised this. I should have realised this. What a damn fool right now. What a damn fool. Right, there we go. Now, if you want to give me some name suggestions for this, for our gated community, let me know in the comment section down below. I will go for something quite condescending towards them because they're the rich fools who live in the gated community, the poshos. So do your worst, boys. Do your worst right now. But I don't think that's really done much. Oh, actually, it has. We've actually gained like 3,000 experience points just from kind of implementing all of that. So it kind of worked out in the long run. It kind of did. Now, the more I think about it, I'm more starting to kind of question whether we should now get the rail yard in, because even with the additional 2 trains, we've still got 200 odd people currently sitting here waiting here. Now, line usage has dropped quite considerably because of us now upping the amount of trains on it. So I might just kind of go with it and just build it. So I'm going to have to kind of slightly change this a bit, because if we're basing it off this. Now, I know I said that this is going to have to bend. Until I can buy that tile, we're just going to have a slightly awkward connection, okay? Deal with it until I can buy this tile. Now, what I'm also going to do is then delete from the road there just up to here for a second, just to give me enough space to kind of implement this brand new rail yard. Where is it? There it is. So it's quite a large building in general. And if I placed it, say for example, just here, and you can add an upgrade onto it to maybe get an extra line of tracks. We'll do that. We'll add in the maintenance building. Wabam. And is this now on a hill? Oh my goodness me, it's on a hill. It's on a hill both sides. Oh dear God. Right, if I move it to here, the hill's not as bad by the looks of it. The hill's not as bad. So we'll do a little bit of smoothing right now, just kind of sort the edges out, soften it all, and then we'll bring it out in the many areas. And then soften, soften, soften. Soften, soften, soften. There we go. Now, it seems to be quite... It just seems to be like on this huge plateau, doesn't it? It really does. And it's going to drop down quite considerably. I mean, from this point as well, we can do a complex curve to connect it in. But I feel like we should also have... We should have had it kind of... Can we not get it to snap to the... Let's say to the road to begin with, but I don't think you're going to be able to get it that great. Right, that's there perfect. If I bring that up on a almost on a 90 degree. That is not the complex curve. What happened there? Where have I got it? Oh, I got it on simple curve. Right, let's try that one again, boys. So that windy bend coming in right now goes slightly up a hill. I wanted to go through this part of it, which makes a lot more sense. I might have to redo it because I don't know how good that actually even looks. And we'll go there, there, and there. So that's a slight little curve in. How do I feel about that? That humongous bend? I think the way the road goes kind of slightly puts us off as well. Now, what if I did it all the way down from here instead? Just out of curiosity, what type of bend comes from this? So running this down. That could work a little bit better. It's still not oh my good God. You don't realise how dramatic that gradient change. Maybe it was worth just sticking to where we was. The gradient change is kind of crazy. Now we can't do it because of the overlapping. Right, let's just slightly skadoodle through. And then we'll do it a little bit closer then. I'm not happy with this, but until I can buy that tile and make the roads run a bit more straight, it's just what it's going to have to be, unfortunately. It's just what it's going to have to be. But I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of this area. So we'll try and eventually sort it. What I should do is make this kind of bend down a lot longer. Actually, I might be able to sort that out now. Let me just delete that to there. And then train tracks. So I just realised that I can do that without having to incorporate myself with this. Problem is, this road's shocking at the moment. So at least bring that out to there. And then if I just rejig this, because I can make that slightly bend off it as well. And let's see. So if I ran that, that's going straight, but I've also got to make that bend round it as well. So that would be a 384. Now that's a long swoop, but it completely changes the trajectory of that whole corner. So I don't know whether to kind of first make it go a little bit straight. And then 232. The idea is there, but the execution's not. If you know what I mean. So if I come off this, 208. Okay, that's a better swoop. That's the best way to put it. It's a better swoop, boy. We got a better swoop. Come off that. Delete you back. To get this to bend in. See, this is so much better right now. Now when you kind of like just slightly deconstruct it, it does work out a lot better. So it's a bit longer. A bit more of a kerfuffle. But we have a slightly better execution right now leading into this big triangle. Which I can delete this. But it does then have the issue with my road. But that's where that road will continue to go straight and that will then connect in. But I can't do anything at the mo. Now that road's got to go up. I wonder how this is going to intertwine with all of this. There we go. And just for the sake of connectivity, boys. Right, I know this is going to hurt everyone's eyes, and it's hurting mine. But I'm just doing that, okay? Just to get over there. Just so we have still some form of a connection. Now, I can put it back into play mode now. Nothing's really then changed. I can also then maybe start thinking about creating some form of an industrial area. And this also then leads on to me maybe being able to place down a cargo train station for this vicinity. It all kind of works out fairly well. Now, we're going to then connect up all of the... Did I do it on this? You know all the extensions of the train line? Where is it? I only connected up this one side here for the big building. But I don't have the maintenance kind of connected. So would that be a good idea? If I brought this out... Right. Let me think of this. Let me think of this. That should run pretty smoothly. Train's gonna have a little bit of maintenance going on right now. I'm sure I could have done it a lot better. I think it's this one I don't like. That's a bit better. This one looks a bit funky. So maybe I'll just kind of cut that in straight away. And be done with it. Yeah, why not? Why not? Now, do I apply the same logic over here? The answer would be yes. But I think there's a better way in which I can do this. Do I go for the longer one first? Right, I'm going to go for the longer one first. I might just make that... Oh, I've just oofed that train. Yikes. Is this too many connections? I feel like it's a little bit over the top, isn't it? I feel like it's a little bit over the top. We were doing so well. We were making such good progress. The more I look at this, the more I don't like it. We were doing so well, boys. We were doing so well. Oh, so well. Holy smokes, the traffic here. We've got to sort something out here, because this is just not working. This is just not working. Is it a case of we do need to drop down a roundabout? I mean, look at how long it is. Because the junction's there. That's the issue. The junction's there. Is this still busy? I always thought about this. I kind of had an idea for it. That if we upgraded these into a 2-lane, right? Bear with me on this. We upgraded you to a 2-lane, and now we get 2 lanes to filter traffic through. 2 lanes on the roundabout is what I mean. And I'll bring that all the way down to there. God knows if that's going to help. But it does nothing for this. It does nothing for this. I'm not sure how I can sort that out, to be honest with you. And I'm not happy with this. I'll be honest with you right now. I don't think I'm happy with anything I've done today, apart from this. This is pretty cool. Hamilton Crossing, 73 residents. Obviously, with the traffic jam there, it will force people to take an alternative route. Don't question this. I've got to sort these out. These are a shambles. But on the main scope of things, boys, we are now 15,000 XP away. Oh, dear God. Oh, there's traffic coming down. Now we got the traffic coming down, baby. They were stuck behind a road maintenance vehicle. Of course they was. Of course they was. Now, does it help our traffic issues? Having 2 lanes? Ideally, it would be nice if they could also make the left-hand turn. Because I could have then made 2 vehicles at once do said left-hand turn. It's a shame we can't unless... No, it's a shame we can't. Because it would have been ideal. But these roads here and this, we need a different design. Because this is clearly just not going to work for us. It's clearly not going to work for us right now. So we got to think of something better. Right, I'm going to go have a slight mental breakdown. If you guys somehow enjoyed this, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I see you all soon. So, goodbye.